Are we on? Are we good? JC's booty. Hey, it's John and Rachel of the YaJagoff podcast. We're on Facebook Live, and we are literally in downtown Pittsburgh, outside of the Burgh Bus. Super excited to be here because if you've been listening to Q92.9 all week, we've been talking about Matt Light and Nick and all the fun that you have on the Burgh Bus and how it goes. So we're going to find out all about it, not just give you snippets today. So as you know, as John always says, grab your breakfast, grab your lunch, get your extra cup of coffee, and check us out because this is a good day.
Put some clothes on, too. Like, don't watch us without clothes on.
Hashtag put some clothes on. I don't think we wouldn't know.
Right.
But whatevs.
Yeah, but it'd be just weird.
You ready to start?
I'm ready. So this is how, this is behind the scenes.
This is how we do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
And then you'll get the edited version on Monday or Tuesday whenever it goes up on the feed and on YaJagoff.com. All right, here we go. Rourke Honda is the home of the Rourke Advantage, a benefit program that offers customers up to $2,000 in free services. Some of which include lifetime oil changes and annual PA state inspections. John loves the Rourke Advantage. Visit RourkeHonda.com for all of your vehicle needs. And now we start the YaJagoff podcast from in front of the Burgh Bus downtown in November. And how many degrees?
78. Bitches.
So when you're listening to the podcast, this is where you hear a bunch of people say, YaJagoff, YaJagoff, YaJagoff. And we say, this is John and Rachel, the YaJagoff podcast. If you're listening to the podcast for the very first time, please take a second and go subscribe to it. And if you don't want to do that, at least go to YaJagoff.com every Tuesday, hit the play button. You can also go to the Q929FM.com page, hit the personality page for YaJagoff on Q, and listen to it there.
You can click Monica, too, because she's part of the YaJagoff podcast, and you want to check out what she loves. Ukuleles. Deep down, she wants to be a ukulele player.
She's a
All
euchre.
Right, what was on the blog?
On the blog?
Scott Tatey.
Scott Tatey. So Scott Tatey from the Beaver County Times is on our Q92.9 show once every 4 weeks. He wrote an article about all the crap that's left and put up at auction at the airport. And I just can't believe that things are, look, we get it, a cane, a pair of glasses, we get it all. But a mandolin?
And a car?
In 10 cars.
Right. Who leaves their car?
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Who leaves their car?
But who shows up at the other end of their destination and goes, I didn't need my mandolin?
John is like completely obsessed with the fact that someone left their mandolin.
So
I don't know that many. I know one mandolin.
Are you that embarrassed that you were carrying a mandolin that you wouldn't go back?
Because Benny Faiello plays a mandolin.
I know, and you wouldn't go back and get it, but somebody didn't go back and get it.
Yeah, true story.
Anyways, that was part of the blogs.
Second one, John is obsessed with you guys decorating the Q92.9 cubicle. 2 people responded, we're not happy. So help us out. How would you decorate the Q92.9
Everybody
cubicle?
at the Steel City Media offices has a very well decorated cubicle.
But not us.
It's just 4 YaJagoff.com stickers and 2 sets of headphones. So
we're not there all the time.
Right.
That's
so
all.
we need some decorations.
So help us out. Then we did our Jagging Around video where we point out once again that I got cellulitis from a podcast because I was climbing in through a derby metal window and sliced myself. But I was a trooper and I made it through, and it was a great video.
Yeah, Monica actually almost fell off the golf cart twice as we were driving around.
But
she was all for the company, you know. She's like, I have to get this great video.
Right.
So now Rachel will show you on the screen if you're looking at the Facebook Live.
Healed.
She has the derby stigmata of just the
leaf blower's back.
The leaf blower's back. Right. So
guess who's back?
We normally have a musician.
Back again.
And instead, we're just going to do a music bed of leaf blower.
Leaf blower's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
All right. So now we'll talk about who's on the podcast. We're at the Burgh Bus, and you had to come try the Burgh Bus out. That's for sure. But on our podcast this week, it's all Burgh Bussy. It's Nick who owns the Burgh Bus. It's Matt who drives the Burgh Bus, and then it's Matt who is the comedian on the Burgh Bus.
So where we're going is if you want a job here, your name has to be Matt.
Right.
Nick's in charge, and he only hires Matt. So there you go.
Yeah.
Need no one else
apply. If you want to be a
apply.
vice president, you have to be a Nick. Yeah.
Or a JaGoff, I feel like. I mean, here we go.
Yeah.
So we have had Nick on Q92.9 a couple times now to talk about how cool it is to be a part of this and to the way it's gone over the last few months. But we want the skinny from the beginning. So you're from Pittsburgh. You're not from Pittsburgh.
Not from Pittsburgh.
But you redeem yourself because you got this amazing idea.
Look at this
and
thing.
look at this.
Look at this thing. This is how much my wife and I love Pittsburgh, is that we started a business to showcase how much we love Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so how did that all start? You and your wife, as I said, started the concept because you saw it elsewhere working in other cities, and you thought, how do I implement that here, and why Pittsburgh?
Yeah, so when we were living in Asheville, North Carolina, we saw a similar bus, way different than ours. And we loved it, and we rode it multiple times. Like, when people would come into town, we would get on the bus with them. We'd be like, hey, you guys got to experience this. Moved to Pittsburgh. We were getting, like, a lay of the land. We were seeing, like, what was here. And we were like, oh, what if we took that idea, brought it here, but made it more Pittsburgh? And so the idea was always kind of there. It was always kind of stewing in the back of our minds. And when the Just Ducky tours had to close, that's when we saw that's our chance. There's a gap in the market, and then
So you were kind of like monitoring different markets, or why Pittsburgh?
Oh no, we moved. We did not move here for this particular reason.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You just
While we were here, we were falling in love with the city every day.
Oh, see, you
and
redeemed
we were
yourself.
like,
I gave you that opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we weren't like looking at cities of like, oh, where could we open this business?
Okay.
It just kind of like moved here, and the spark, it was just lit, and then.
So let's dig a little deeper than what Rachel got out of you. What were you doing that you said, we need to start this and make this my business, my company? Were you an accountant in your board in your cubicle? What was
asking
happening
for a friend,
here?
right,
Oh
John?
gosh, no! I've had so many different weird jobs. I'm one of those people that's never like sat down and had like a real career.
Yeah, got it.
And so my wife and I, we met in art school, so we've always been creative people, and we always try to think outside of the box. And we always talked about doing something together that we would be happy and proud about. And the bus just clicked for some reason. And so now here we are.
And you saw there was a hole in the market because you can't drink and do other things like bicycle or pedal a boat or go on a little tiki. What is it? Tiki boat.
There are those
you
things.
Needed another place for people to drink and just have a good time, which is awesome.
And so that is also what comes into play here, is that we wanted to do something different. Yeah, you can get on the tiki boat and you can drink with I think it's 6 friends and listen to music.
Yeah.
But they don't have a tour guide. So we have tour guides on here, and they're all local comedians.
That's the key, right?
Yes.
The comedian side is really the cool part because, as we've heard, the later the night gets, the more the water and other things flow, the comedians can just have a good time. So when I come, can I kind of give the comedian a tip with, about my friends on what to kind of rip on?
We get that sometimes. So people will be celebrating a birthday.
Yeah.
And they'll reach out to me days before, and they're like, hey, my friend Rachel, and I'm just using a name,
name.
she's turning 45.
Does she
tell the comedian to just rip on them relentlessly?
Does Rachel have 2 A's in her name?
Yeah, and then so of course we get a lot of that. But I would say overall, when people get on the bus on a Friday or Saturday night, they just want to have fun.
Yeah.
They get on, they're with their friends,
right,
and they're bringing their alcohol, and they just want to ride around Pittsburgh and just have fun. And it's awesome.
So I know we all have questions, but talk about how does it happen? So typically people are kind of searching for things to do in Pittsburgh, and they're like, oh, what is this Burgh Bus? So what's the description? So you talk about it's literally a school bus. So start there. Why a school bus?
Well, I always liked the idea of a school bus. Well, so it's so easy to find a used school bus because there's so many used school buses. And so, most people buy a used school bus.
Hence the lack of transportation in our schools. Just FYI from the school board member. We'll let you know.
Actually, Matt will drive the kindergarten kids, too, with Matt Light escorting them.
There you go, yeah.
On Saturday morning.
That's something we're working on. No. But, yeah, so, a school bus, there's just so many of them. And so we hunted for one that was good because, you can buy a school bus for $500.
Oh, wow.
But it's a piece of crap.
Yeah.
You don't even want to put it on the on the
John's
road.
Going to be like Rach.
So we did a lot of hunting. We looked in Florida. We looked in Ohio. And then we found 2 buses here in Pennsylvania that we really liked. We had a mechanic look at them. And so that just was, it's easy to find a school bus. That was kind of why we did this. And we always wanted a flat nose one like this.
Oh, okay.
And they are a little easier to maneuver around the city. So that's another advantage to that.
So you gutted it, and there's really cool seats in there.
Yeah. So the inside was completely gutted. Even the floor was taken up, all new floor. The cool thing with the seats is that these are the original bench seats that were in the school bus.
Okay.
Oh, get out.
The frames themselves were reused.
Frames.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But the cushion that everyone sits on, those were reused actually also. But then we took the backs out and did these wood slats, which give it kind of like a trolley feel, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But it also gives the illusion that it's wider than it
It
normally
does, yeah.
is.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
true story.
Yeah. So they kind of have many reasons why they're like that.
So I love this idea. And do the comedians like it? Because, I mean, they're always looking for extra work. In the meantime, it makes for, I guess I don't want to be competing with others, but we are. It makes for a better tour because there's someone who's used to cracking real jokes versus dad jokes.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think that they all get something different out of it. Like some of them were really happy to like get better with their crowd work.
Sure.
Because like it's a very, very intimate setting on the bus.
Yeah.
Because like everyone's just really packed in there tightly. And so like another really cool thing that you can't really do at a traditional comedy club is interact with every single person.
Right.
So like the comedians can walk from the front all the way to the back
that's
and talk
cool,
with the
yeah.
people in the back.
Sure.
At a normal comedy show, they're on stage and they might be able to see, the first 2 rows and chat with some people, but like this is cool because you can get everyone involved from the front all the way to the back.
Now, were you a comedian, you and your wife, fans of comedy, stand-up comedy prior to this?
For sure, yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah. So we were every time we went to New York City, that was always on our list. We would go to the Comedy Cellar. Right there was on MacDougal Street, and we would always check out the comedy shows there. And like anytime there was a stand-up that we loved, that was touring, we would always try to see them. So yeah, just
Okay.
general fans of comedy for
Got it.
sure.
What about Pittsburgh winters? Have you survived a few?
This is our first year.
Okay,
in
so that's
business.
why.
Yeah. The bus. So the bus only just launched in June.
Yes.
So we haven't had a winter yet with the bus.
But God blessed you with like Mother Nature cooperating in November. So
Yeah.
like you were telling me off air that December you're planning on, we can still, because the windows are constructed so that you can pull the plastic down, right?
Yeah. So we took all the windows out, which makes for a really unique experience when you're riding the bus during a tour.
Yeah.
Because you can interact with people on the street and they can interact with you.
Well,
which
remember
is
when
really
you rode a
fun.
school bus and it was like a slat,
Yeah,
and you would
little-
like slide it down enough, and then they'd be like, "Get your head inside," or you couldn't even, if you had a big head, forget it. You
Yeah.
couldn't get your head
Not
outside
gonna get
the window. So you took them out completely. It was perfect.
Yeah. And so we have these clear vinyl curtains that are rolled up right now that if it rains, roll them down. And if it's really cold, we roll them down. And the bus does have heat, and it gets nice and toasty on there if it's really cold.
So the good news is you can accommodate big-headed people, which is really
There you
cool.
go.
Yeah.
Burgh Bus for
What-
big heads like you.
What is the tour route, and how long does it take?
So it's just about 90 minutes.
Okay.
All tours start right here on Penn Avenue downtown by the convention center. And we try to see as much as we can in that 90 minutes. So we go downtown, we go North Shore, come back downtown, we go to the south side, we go through Oakland, Shadyside, Bloomfield, Lawrenceville, the Strip, and then we're back.
Wow.
I think it's 11 neighborhoods technically.
Does it go by 5000 McKnight Road at the home of the Q92.9
No,
studios?
he just told you.
Yeah. I mean, I think we need to add that. This is
Oh,
where
we're
John
ready.
and Rachel and Monica and Erica J.
That's
do their
what's new.
shows.
That's the breaking news,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. That
And no, in all seriousness, you're thinking about maybe adding another bus because it has gone so well, right?
For sure, yeah. We would definitely like to have at least one more by next year,
Nice.
by spring.
Yeah.
We would probably go a little bit smaller than this one.
Okay.
Still going to be a school bus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
still
love
going
that.
to be a flat nose.
I love it.
Yeah, we have some really, really neat ideas of what's going to make it different than this one
nice.
that hopefully everyone's going
I
to see
love it.
soon.
You're a clever guy. You're so charismatic. We wish you nothing but the best. This is such a great idea. Before we find out we'll give you the question of the day. Where does everybody find you and follow you and all that good stuff?
It's so easy. BurghBus.com, and all of our social is at Burgh Bus.
Easy.
And don't be a jag and forget the H.
That
I
was
was just gonna say
good. That was really
yeah.
good. That was really good.
Good job, man.
So,
Nick is great.
as the winter is approaching, are you driving in the snow or staying home and hunkering in?
It's going to be weather dependent. Yeah, I don't think we're going to put it in the snow.
Okay, but I mean that's the question of the day. Just not even the bus, just you. Are you a winter driver?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like staying at home.
Me too.
Yeah.
See, look, I thought you were gonna say, "Oh yeah, nothing
No.
phases me." But
So me not being from Pittsburgh, like, okay, so I'm from Florida.
Oh, for crying
which
out
I hate
loud.
to admit.
oh my
But-
God.
so like, I love Pittsburgh winters.
Okay.
I grew up with no seasons.
Sure.
We had
yeah.
like summer and hurricane season in Florida.
Yeah.
And so like I love having 4 seasons. Like
Well, we used to have 4. It's not really 4. It's like 2 3/4.
Yeah. I still love it. So I love the winter. I hope it snows every day in the winter.
I love it.
Because I never had snow.
Yeah.
Like in Florida,
No, we're
so
with
I
you.
love it.
We're with you.
Yeah.
Nick, it was a pleasure. We're excited to get on. Who's up next, Matt Light?
I don't know. Who,
Or our driver?
let's go driver. Matt.
Driver!
Driver.
Oh,
Matt
Matt
Light's
Light,
always
you're the
headliner
headliner.
anyways.
Oh, I'm not that far off.
All right.
I thought I was
Then
gonna, like-
as we come back to talk to Matt the driver, you're probably hearing some leaf blowing noise.
Matt, the driver. No, it's a bus, actually, I think. Isn't it another bus that you hear?
I was kidding. 'Cause
Oh. I'm a literal person. Matt, welcome to the pod. Matt, the bus driver.
Yes.
That's your last name, the bus driver. Welcome to the YaJagoff podcast. We're so happy
Hi.
to have you. How do you apply for this job?
So literally what happened was my wife actually saw the job listing and said, Matt, I think you should apply for this.
Oh my God. Was it literally like driver of Pittsburgh comedic bus touring the city?
Basically.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God. That's so
and
funny.
I applied, I interviewed with Nick and got the job.
The rest is history. I love it. So do you need a CDL? Do you need some
Yes.
kind of specialty? Okay.
Yeah.
So what had you done prior to this?
Well, and actually I still do this during the week. I drive a school bus.
Oh my God, that's so. So he has inside intel to get the next school bus to make the Burgh Bus. Okay, we gotcha.
Which one is more trying? The parents getting their kids off the bus?
Or Matt Light.
Or, or people that want to beat up Matt Light at the end of the bus ride.
I don't think I've ever had anyone who wanted to beat Matt up.
Okay.
I will say that driving a school bus is a wonderful thing, but there are times when it's a little trying. Like you pull up at a stop and there's no parent there and it's a kindergartner. Suddenly you're going, okay, wait a second.
What in the hell?
Yeah, you're either stopped there or you got to circle around. One of the nice things about the Burgh Bus is I don't have to tell everyone, hey, you need to sit down. I don't have to tell people, not to hang out the windows or anything like that.
Until later in the drive,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Well, no, that's the comedian's job.
Oh, wow.
Now, Matt, do they pull you into the show here at all? Do you get to say some jokes, or do they use you as poke at you somewhere along the way?
Yeah, they like to poke at me sometimes.
All right.
It's all in good fun, though.
Okay. All right.
Did you start at the beginning in June?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you've kind of seen it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen the growth too. Did it start out with a little like sparse group and now it's like, wow, we're getting more and more people heading into the winter?
Yeah, it started out like we'd have like maybe 2 tours, on a weekend or something like that. And now it's pretty consistently, we'll have at least a midday on the weekend and, both evening tours on a Friday, both evening tours on a Saturday. Also, a lot of people just wanting the bus for like, wedding shuttles. Hey, we want to go bar hop,
yeah.
that kind of a thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. Nice.
Well, and Nick was telling me prior to coming on that even just yesterday, the folks that you had really were like, we just want to have a good time. We brought our stuff. There's 40 of us or whatever, and we
Yeah.
just kind of want to see the city.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's kind of nice. It's, it's one of those things I don't have to worry about making sure that, that the people in the back are having a good time because the comedian does that, whether they're acting as a comedian for that tour or whether they're acting more as a DJ.
Right.
And what's nice though is, Matt Light and a lot of the other comedians as well, they're really good at kind of sensing that, what does the group want and that kind of a thing.
Yeah. Now, did they tell you, that's a really good point. Did they tell you ahead of time, like he was saying, you may have somebody who says, hey, it's Rachel's birthday kind of thing. Is that on some kind of questionnaire prior to coming on, or is this just engagement while getting on the bus?
So a lot of the time they'll if it's something that they view as important, they'll let Nick know ahead of time.
Okay.
And then I mean, a lot of that's between Nick and the comedian. I mean, really what I mostly focus on doing is giving as kind of nice of a ride as, you don't want to be stopping short or anything like that, make people, kind of stumble or anything.
Sure.
And as safe of a ride as possible.
All right. Man, you just answered my question because if someone's getting crazy in the back, if I was driving, I'd be hitting that brake and kind of, you just made it all the way to the front really, really fast. So
For
sit down
anyone
and be
just
quiet.
listening, you
So
can't
you're
see my
saying you
face.
don't do that, Matt. You don't do
No.
that. All right. All
No,
right.
and I'll tell you something. the restraint to not do that is something that you learn when you're a school bus driver.
I guess.
Because there are a lot of times where you'll
All
tell a
right.
kid, 50
All right.
times, sit back down, and they don't do it. And it's like, I could hit that brake, and they'd learn, no, I
just a
can't
real
do
quick-
that. They're a kid. I can't do that. But also, though, the other thing is, I trust, I trust Matt. I trust, the other
Yeah.
comedians to just be like, hey, guys, you got to, that's
Teamwork.
too far.
Yeah.
Or, hey, no, that's fine. You guys can keep doing that,
Oh, okay.
And,
Sure.
I mean, at least so far, we haven't had any problems, and
Good.
I trust them.
Yeah.
Okay. What about typical road closures construction in Pittsburgh? How do you navigate that? Asking for a friend. Do you have road rage?
So, I mean, honestly, it depends. If we know about the road closure ahead of time, we just plan out a detour around it. Nick and I usually work together on that. There've been a couple of times where we'll be going down the street and it's like road closed ahead. I'm like, and it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm turning on this road and finding my way back to where I need to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Figure it out, right?
Yep.
Yeah. be a
Matt, we
Pittsburgher.
appreciate you doing this, and we are going to take a ride with you for sure.
Can't wait.
But in the meantime, we have a question of the day that you cannot not answer. Otherwise, Rachel gets very angry.
There's no multiple choice. There's no
Yeah.
not answering. It's black or white. Do you drive in the winter, or do you kind of hunker down?
Okay, so
Personally.
I spent 4 years in Western New York in the second snowiest county in Western New York.
Okay.
Oh.
So for me, unless there's like an actual layer of ice on the road, I usually go
You're
drive.
in.
I'll
All right.
usually drive whatever's needed.
Fair enough. All right.
That's
You're the
awesome.
opposite of Nick, but
That's awesome,
fair enough.
Matt.
Matt, thank you so much. We can't wait to navigate with you. Thanks for being with us on the YaJagoff podcast.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to find out the schedule. Okay.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right, Matt Light, come on in here. Oh, you might. Oh. Oh,
Well,
okay.
can we board them and just talk to him? Yeah, let's board them
All
and
right.
talk to. That way we can be done.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Matt, we saved
Matt
the best
Light.
for
Oh, really?
last.
Matt
Wow.
Light, we haven't seen you on the YaJagoff
Well,
podcast. For
here's
some
how
time.
long.
It's been a
I've
while.
never interviewed him.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
only know of you because of TJ Kiger.
Oh, I love TJ.
I know.
Do you do karaoke with him at drinks or just?
No, Sabrina, their kids and my kids are all friends.
Oh, do they play hockey?
So I've known them. Mhm.
Awesome. Yeah,
So I've
they're
known
great
them
at
forever,
hockey.
and you show up in all his feeds, and from the Chamberlain clan, of course.
Yes. Colin's my buddy.
So there
yeah.
you go.
So
Yeah.
Matt Light, Pittsburgh comedian, now the host of the Burgh Bus on Fridays and Saturday nights,
Yeah.
and you're still doing all the comedy stuff. Are you still doing the wrestling stuff? Or is
No,
that- okay.
no. Look at me. I can't even move. I'm wearing this because I
great.
just woke up late. I
Oh.
look like Matt Canada right now.
So if you're listening to the podcast, he has his Steeler. What do you call that kind of
Bucket hat.
Bucket hat.
Yeah.
He has his Steelers with the. It's the sewn on stuff.
It's
you
his
know,
Iron
jersey.
City one. That's what
It
it
says
says
Iron
in the
City
back.
beer on the
Right?
back. Look
I
at
see
that.
it. Yep.
Holla.
And you got these awesome shades on. Yeah, you are like a Matt Canada kind of looking guy.
Yeah.
And
Well, I wanted to make sure you didn't have high expectations for me, so I wanted to look like that.
So talk a little bit about how this all started. We joked with you. You also were on with us on Q92.9 to kind of tease the fact
Yeah.
that you were going to be on. And we had you on our Hump Day Haha because we love talking to local comedians. You've been, on the scene forever. I mean, I obviously knew
Too
who you
long.
were prior. No, but I mean, you go back a long way. People say Matt Light. They know the name. What has the comedic scene looked like, or how has it changed in Pittsburgh for you in particular?
Well, it used to be really funny, and it's not anymore. We had a lot of people leave. As you know, there's a guy named Colin Chamberlain.
Yeah.
He's doing pretty well.
Ray Zawadney.
What's that? Ray Zawadney. Yeah, they're both in New York right now. They were the guys I started with, pretty much. It was them, Aaron Kleiber, Bill Crawford, T-Robe. Like, those were the guys that I started with. The newer group, I really haven't hung out with them, but they're, like, doing really well on social media.
Yes.
And TikTok, and that's good. I'm trying to do well on TikTok, but it's hard because I bashed Juju for being on TikTok and doing all his dances, and now I'm like, I'm 33, and I have to do this stuff now. So it's like, the scene is decent. I mean, it's good. The one thing is, it's hard for people to realize that there's good comedy in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
if you're not wearing black and gold, they don't care about a lot of things. And so, like, being on this podcast, doing things for radio and stuff like that, it's really helped us grow. So you guys are actually helping us significantly.
Oh, that's so.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
So
Is it because you knew I was worried as a mom on how you were going to be, so you're feeding me good
No, this
stuff?
is the real me.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
People are always
I
like,
yeah, go
Matt,
ahead.
you're so mean. You're
You're
so,
not
I'm like,
mean.
I'm
No.
like, spoiler alert. If you go, like, Johnny Depp wasn't a pirate. You know that, right? Like, you know, like, he was
Hey,
never a
what?
pirate, right? Like, he doesn't have knives as fingers. Like, it's not a thing. So, like, for me, it's so funny because people come
good.
up to me afterwards
yeah.
and they're like, I can't believe you're nice. I'm like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't
Well, you know
I
what?
be?
People ask me, so you're not a supermodel, and I'm like, I'm not. You know,
Yes,
it's like,
you are.
Right.
Yes, you're a liar. You are a supermodel. I believe
But you're
it.
absolutely right. That's so true
Yeah.
because what you are personifying isn't always the person.
Now,
Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah.
Now, Matt, you're very good at live. This is what makes you good on the Burgh Bus,
No
I'm sure.
question.
There's a gentleman coming up here in an attire that I think you should chat about.
He looks like the only island he can afford to go to is Neville. That's
Oh, thank God he
what
didn't
he
get beat
looks
up.
like. He's got his
a little
Kohl's
nervous.
Cash swimming trunks on.
Describe what that gentleman has on. Very tight-fitting clothes.
Yes, very tight-fitting clothes, about 30 pounds too tight. And
One size up, I say.
He's got floral swimming trunks on
Yeah.
right now. I don't think there's a pool open in the city, unless he's staying at the Hampton Inn 3 blocks away.
He has his son's T-shirt on from
Yes,
third grade.
yes,
And
yes.
his
combat
brown
He was
socks were
nipping
rolled.
too. Did you see the nips?
There was some nippage.
Partly clouded with a chance of nipples. We saw it. What's going on, guys? How are you?
Oh, Penn State.
Do you play sports? You're
We
tall.
are.
You got to play sports. Figure it out.
What do you
Matt,
play?
What do you play?
Volleyball.
No, I said sports.
Oh.
What's that? Baseball. There it
There
is.
you go.
Perfect.
Nice.
And I
Matt.
love that would be me. That was the mom answering, saying he plays baseball.
Well, I have asthma. I can't play sports. I'm not built like you. You're athletic. You're a specimen.
Oh my God, I'm
So
now
Matt
nervous.
is talking to a gentleman and
So
heckling a
mad.
gentleman that just went by, a very tall young man at the Penn State, and Rachel's like reaching out, oh my God, my son goes to Penn State, and Matt's like, you don't play sports because you play volleyball.
Yeah, it's not a real sport. Come on.
Just recapping for the audio audience what
I'm
happened
a
there.
hockey mob, so I
Yeah,
understand.
hockey's a sport. That hurts. I listen. I just played in a charity hockey event. You played hockey with me one time.
Yes.
Right.
What
Let's
was
tell
your-
that story.
Oh,
I
go ahead.
broke Joe Bartnick's nose.
Yes, he did.
Stop it.
Yes,
Yeah.
he cut him.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't
he
know
mad?
he doesn't know how to skate. And he's like, I know everything about hockey, so I was like intimidated. I'm like, oh, he's probably like a goon on the ice.
Yeah, and he
And
sucked.
he was waddling out there.
Right.
And I'm like, get out of my way. Like I was trying to
Sure.
do a spinorama, even though I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But I saw it on Mighty Ducks. And he didn't move. And like 3 seconds later, his nose was bleeding everywhere. And I felt so bad.
Oh my.
And
No.
he got up. What did he do?
He's like, it's Penguins hockey. Is that what
Yeah,
he said?
he's like,
Patrick
this is
Division
Patrick
hockey.
Division hockey. And he took a picture of his
Stop
bleeding
it.
nose and put it on social
You
media.
never told me this story.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Oh,
it's
wow,
hilarious.
that's funny.
So then I recently played hockey with Tyler Kennedy, Colby Armstrong.
Love him,
Who, Colby? Or
Colby.
Great. Well, he hit me.
I mean, I love Tyler,
He hit
but-
me in a bad area with a wrist shot at a charity event because TK told me, "Hey, listen, it's just going to be a friendly game. Nobody cares." And then we go into this like huddle. He's like, "Okay, boys, is we're to rough them up." And I was like, "No, I have asthma. I'm 33. I haven't played sports since intramural dodgeball when I was 19. I can't do this."
Right.
Colby hit me with probably an 80-mile-per-hour wrist shot.
I love
In a
him.
bad area.
Oh, I'm sorry to
I
hear
thought
that.
I was bleeding, like my knees, my legs. I was hurt so bad.
Yeah.
And I
What was the
couldn't-
charity? Was it worth it?
It was Wounded Warriors for
okay.
Ryan
Yeah.
Malone. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
awesome, but I couldn't walk for a week and a half. I would have just been like, hey, how much money do you want? I'll give you a big fake check,
Yeah.
and we'll do this.
There you
I
go.
don't want to do that again.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Now, are you doing anything other than the Burgh Bus? Are you still doing some stand-up, as you were saying?
Yeah,
or-
I'm still doing stand-up. I just, since June, we've been trying to build this from the ground up, so
Sure.
I'm trying to give as many weekends as I can possible
Yeah.
for this.
Sure.
Because it is like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We did the pedal carts
Yes.
before. I wasn't in shape for that.
Yeah.
Because you have to keep pedaling.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, do you have a motor? Like, can you figure this out? This hurts.
Right.
So this is nice.
You
I
get
can
to, like,
stand
walk.
there. Yeah, at the podium. I get to watch people just hang out, have a good time. So
Yeah.
I love this.
That's
it's
so
been great.
It's perfect for you.
If
Yeah.
if everybody wants to follow you and see where you are performing, where do they go?
All my social media handles are Matt Light, at Matt Light, except for Instagram. There's a guy named at Matt Light. He has 3 followers. He hasn't had his account activated in 9 years. I was like, I will give you $500. Get rid of this account. Can
Do you
I have
heckle
it?
him? I will heckle him.
No, he
Oh.
just says no to me. I had to buy at Matt Light from a gardener in Conneaut, Ohio, for $44.
Shut up.
Yes. And the problem is, even with that, people still don't realize like Matt Light is me. They think I'm the left tackle from the Patriots because his name is Matt Light.
Shut up.
So
I
they'll
didn't know
tweet, it was
that.
great meeting you, and I'll just be like, Patriots suck, we cheated. So they think that like Matt Light is
That
talking
is
trash
so
on
funny.
me.
That is such a
Yeah,
good
nobody
story.
likes me.
Oh, please. You're a good dude.
Oh,
We're going to
my.
make I will mom you. I will make
You're
you
gonna
the
mom me?
yes.
Teach me how to cook.
I can't. Well, I guess I could. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a
I'm
good
just-
cook. Yeah,
I'm an
you're a
okay
good
cook. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Matt Light. Yeah.
Wait.
So the question of the day.
Oh man.
You've been a Pittsburgher, lifelong Pittsburghers,
Yes.
unlike these two.
Uh-huh.
So, do you drive in the snow? Are you a winter driver?
No, I have
Yeah.
a 2020 Dodge Challenger rear wheel drive.
Oh, you don't have the Cadillac anymore?
No, I traded that in. Yeah,
Okay.
that was also rear wheel. Because I like to save money.
I gotcha.
So I get to drive for 9 months, and then the other times I Uber.
That's
but
smart.
But I will say that like Pittsburgh snow isn't what people think it is. Like for 3 days of the year, it kind of is bad. Other
Yeah.
than that,
You are right.
we
Yeah,
can
it's
figure
gotten
it
better.
out.
Yeah.
No, I
Right? Like,
agree.
It's not
Yeah.
that
Right.
bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, like the other Matt said, I'll drive unless it's a sheet of ice. You know, that's
Yeah.
sort of a fair enough. Everybody
All
was
right.
serious on that convo, though.
Yeah.
Not
All
me.
right, we have to wrap up because the Burgh Bus is getting ready to leave, so we have to thank everybody.
Wrap it up,
We have
yeah.
to thank Nick, the owner of the Burgh Bus. Him and his wife are
Nick, not Neil
Pittsburghers now.
Walker. Yeah.
We take them in for sure. Matt, the driver, Matt Light, and of course, thank you to Rorik Honda. No musician, but thank the leaf blower.
Thanks, Leaf Blower. I don't even know if we caught it on here or not. Anyway, Rorik Honda is the home of the Rorik Advantage, a benefit program that offers customers up to $2,200 in free services.
Some of which include lifetime oil changes and annual PA state inspections. Visit RorikHonda.com for all of your vehicle needs. Thanks, everybody.
And check out our videos if you're checking us out on Facebook now. Check out our videos from the bus because we get to hang out with these guys.